Have you ever heard that shocking statistic? Up to 95% of the turmeric we take might never reach where our body needs it most. That's not a rumor, it's a real finding in medical research. And it means that even if you're faithfully stirring that golden powder into your morning tea or sprinkling it on your eggs, you might only be getting a tiny fraction of its healing power. Strange, isn't it? We do all the right things, eat the right foods, take our supplements, try our best, but sometimes the benefits just don't show up the way we hoped. Hi, I'm Dr. Brian. I've spent over 40 years walking with older adults through the ups and downs of aging. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's this. Sometimes it's not about what you take, it's about how and with what you take it. Today, I want to gently walk you through something that could make a very real difference in how you feel each day. Turmeric is one of the most powerful natural anti-inflammatories we have. But did you know there are 3 everyday foods, yes, things sitting right in your kitchen, that can silently block its benefits? Or worse, even cause inflammation instead of calming it? But don't worry, we're not here to add stress. We're here to learn together, gently, clearly, and with care. I'll also show you 3 simple pairings that can boost turmeric's power in your body so you don't waste another spoonful. So take a deep breath, maybe pour yourself a warm drink, and let's take this time just for you, for your joints, for your memory, for your peace of mind. You deserve to feel better, and I'm here to help you do just that, one golden choice at a time. Let me ask you something personal. Have you noticed your knees feeling stiffer in the morning, or that your digestion just doesn't feel quite as easy as it used to be? Maybe your memory, once so sharp, now has little gaps, like forgotten names or misplacing your glasses again. If you felt any of these changes, I want you to know it's not your fault. It's the natural rhythm of aging. But just because it's common doesn't mean we have to accept it without support. That's why so many people over 60 are reaching for turmeric. This humble spice, used for thousands of years, is being rediscovered by modern science. It's not just the golden color or the warm flavor. It's the curcumin inside, an anti-inflammatory powerhouse, an antioxidant that calms the body and supports the brain. On paper, turmeric is exactly what we need, something gentle, natural, yet deeply healing. It can ease joint pain, improve heart health, soothe the digestive system, and even protect memory. But here's the problem. Most of us aren't absorbing it, not even close. Curcumin, the active compound in turmeric, is incredibly difficult for our bodies to absorb on its own. In fact, without the right conditions, we may only get a tiny 1% of what we take in. Imagine pouring a full glass of healing, but only catching a few drops. That's what happens when turmeric isn't paired properly or is mixed with the wrong foods. We think we're helping ourselves, but in reality, much of that golden goodness is slipping right through us, unused, unnoticed. I had a patient, Linda, who came in one day holding her turmeric capsules. "Dr. Brian," she said, "I've been taking these for months, but my knees still hurt and I'm more tired than ever." We sat down and looked closely, not just at what she was taking, but how. Turned out she was drinking her turmeric with green tea and yogurt in the morning. It sounded healthy, but it was actually blocking most of the benefit. Once we made a few gentle changes, she called me weeks later. "I'm walking farther now," she said, "and I'm not as stiff when I wake up." The lesson is simple. It's not just about what we take, it's about how we take it. Turmeric needs the right environment, or it can't do its job. And too many of us are unknowingly making combinations that weaken its power. But don't worry, that's exactly what we're going to explore next. Let's look at the first food pairing that might be silently working against your turmeric, even if it seems perfectly harmless. Ready? Let's talk about processed dairy and why it may be the sneakiest culprit in your kitchen. Common mistake number 1, turmeric plus processed dairy, a creamy blocker. Let's talk about a pairing that feels comforting, familiar, and for many, even healthy. A glass of warm milk with turmeric before bed, a sprinkle of turmeric in cheesy scrambled eggs, a turmeric latte made with flavored creamer. Sounds harmless, right? Maybe even healing. But here's what most people don't realize. When turmeric is combined with processed dairy, its power to support your body is quietly blocked. You see, processed dairy products like American cheese slices, powdered creamers, sweetened yogurts, and most shelf-stable milks often come with a hidden load of additives. These include artificial flavors, stabilizers, thickeners, and added sugars. And while these ingredients might make the texture smooth or the flavor more appealing, they also make digestion harder, especially for those of us over 60 whose digestive systems are more sensitive and slower than they once were. But the real issue goes deeper. Certain proteins in dairy, particularly casein, can actually bind with curcumin, the active compound in turmeric, making it harder for your body to absorb. Think of it like this. Imagine turmeric as a key and curcumin as the message it's trying to deliver. When paired with processed dairy, that message gets wrapped in tape. Your body can't read it. It passes right through you. And the benefits you were hoping for, reduced joint pain, better digestion, a clearer mind, never arrive. I once had a patient, Harold, who loved his nightly turmeric milk. He believed it was helping his arthritis, but he still woke up stiff and sore. When I asked him what kind of milk he used, he said, "Oh, just the powdered stuff. It's easier." That one detail changed everything. We switched him to unsweetened almond milk, added a pinch of black pepper, and within weeks, he noticed the difference. "It's like my knees woke up," he laughed. So what's the lesson here? Even good habits can become ineffective or even harmful if paired with the wrong ingredients. But the solution is simple. If you enjoy creamy turmeric drinks or recipes, swap the processed dairy for plant-based alternatives. Almond milk, oat milk, or coconut milk are gentle on the stomach, free from the dairy proteins that bind curcumin, and often easier to digest. Plus, they make a rich, comforting base for your golden latte or turmeric oatmeal. And remember, not all dairy is the villain. It's the processed kind that does the most harm. Natural plain yogurt or small amounts of aged cheese in the right context might still fit into a healthy routine. But when it comes to getting the full benefit of turmeric, it's best to keep the dairy separate. Now that you know how processed dairy can block turmeric's power, let's look at the next common mistake. A group of foods that seem innocent but hide another problem: acidity. Up next, vinegar-heavy foods. And why they quietly disrupt the healing turmeric is trying to deliver. Let's explore. Common mistake number 2. Turmeric plus vinegar. The acid trap. Now, let's talk about something you might not expect. It's tangy, it's tasty, and it's hiding in more meals than you think. Vinegar. From salad dressings to pickles, from ketchup to mustard, vinegar is a staple in most kitchens. It adds flavor, brightness, even a little zip to your favorite foods. But when you combine vinegar with turmeric, especially if you're over 60, that flavorful zip might come at the cost of turmeric's healing power. You see, turmeric's most powerful compound, curcumin, is incredibly sensitive. It needs a stable, supportive environment to survive your digestion and reach the places in your body where it's needed most. When you mix turmeric with highly acidic foods like vinegar, the curcumin begins to break down before your body can absorb it. It's like sending a care package across the country, but packing it in a paper bag during a thunderstorm. By the time it gets there, if it gets there, it's been damaged beyond use. One of my longtime patients, Margaret, used to take turmeric every day in her homemade salad dressing. She thought she was doing everything right, but her dressing was made with apple cider vinegar and lemon juice, 2 acidic ingredients. She felt frustrated when her joint pain didn't improve. It wasn't until we simplified her routine, turmeric, olive oil, black pepper, and a little water, that she finally felt a difference. And it's not just about lost benefits. For older adults with sensitive stomachs or acid reflux, the combination of turmeric and vinegar can make digestion uncomfortable, bloating, heartburn, even cramping. You think you're helping your body, but instead you're making it work harder than it needs to. So what can you do instead? Choose oils like extra virgin olive oil or avocado oil to make your own turmeric dressing. Use lemon zest instead of juice if you want a hint of citrus. And if you enjoy tangy flavors, enjoy them at a separate meal. Let turmeric do its healing job on its own time. It's a small shift, but in your 60s, 70s, and beyond, the way foods work together matters more than ever. Think of turmeric as a helper that needs space and the right partners to thrive. Give it that room, and your body will thank you. Next, we'll look at one more everyday pairing that might be sabotaging your efforts. A hidden ingredient in so many comfort foods that quietly cancels out turmeric's power. Let's talk about sugar. Common mistake number 3. Turmeric plus sugar, canceling out the cure. Let me ask you something, my dear friend. Have you ever added turmeric to a muffin or a pancake mix and thought, look at me, I'm eating healthy? It sounds like a good idea. Turmeric is known for its anti-inflammatory powers, and adding it to your favorite comfort foods feels like a win. But here's the hidden truth. When turmeric meets sugar, its healing magic quietly disappears. Sugar, especially refined sugar, is one of the most inflammatory ingredients in our modern diet. It spikes your blood sugar, stresses your metabolism, and fuels the very conditions turmeric is supposed to fight: joint pain, fatigue, brain fog, even heart disease. So when you stir turmeric into a sweet muffin or sip a turmeric latte made with flavored syrup, you're mixing two forces that cancel each other out. One's trying to heal and the other's quietly doing harm. I remember Mr. Jacobs, a sweet man in his 70s, who came into my office frustrated. He'd been drinking golden milk every night, turmeric, warm milk, and a generous spoonful of honey. But his inflammation markers weren't budging. After a gentle chat, we discovered that he was using processed honey and occasionally pairing it with sugary cookies before bed. Once he replaced the honey with a tiny amount of raw, unfiltered honey and cut the added sweets, his sleep improved, his joints felt looser, and that morning stiffness began to fade. The lesson is simple. Turmeric doesn't work in a vacuum. It needs your support. When you surround it with sugar, whether it's cereal, cookies, sweetened yogurt, or store-bought pastries, you rob it of its ability to protect you. And at our age, that protection matters. So, what's the alternative? Instead of reaching for sugar, pair turmeric with natural sweeteners in small amounts, like raw honey or chopped fruits. Add it to oats, smoothies, or savory soups. Let it work without interference. You'll still get the comfort, but now with true nourishment. In just a moment, we'll shift gears. We've talked about what not to do. Now let's explore the right combinations, starting with one that might just protect the most precious gift we have, our eyesight. Best combo number 1, turmeric plus black pepper, the absorption multiplier. Now let me tell you a little kitchen secret that almost no one talks about, but could change everything about how turmeric works in your body. You see, turmeric, with all its healing power, has one tiny flaw. It's hard for your body to absorb on its own. You could be adding it to soups, teas, or smoothies every day and still be getting just a sliver of the benefits. That's where black pepper comes in. Just a pinch, that's all it takes, and suddenly your body unlocks up to 2,000% more of turmeric's healing potential. The science behind this is beautiful in its simplicity. Black pepper contains a compound called piperine. And what piperine does is help your body hold on to turmeric longer, letting it absorb slowly and effectively instead of rushing it through your system. Think of turmeric as a valuable letter and black pepper as the envelope that protects it and ensures it gets delivered. I had a patient once, her name was Ellen. She was a retired teacher full of curiosity and had started taking turmeric capsules for her joint pain. After a few months, she came to me a bit discouraged. Doc, I'm doing everything right, but I'm not feeling the difference. I asked to see her supplement label, no black pepper. We found her a new brand that included piperine, and within weeks she called, nearly in tears, because for the first time in years, she could garden again without aching knees. That's the quiet lesson here. Doing the right thing is only part of the story. Doing it the right way makes all the difference. So next time you sprinkle turmeric into your dish or tea, just add a pinch of freshly ground black pepper. You won't taste much, but your body will notice. And speaking of doing it the right way, there's another partner that works wonders with turmeric, one you might already have in your kitchen. Let's talk about the kind of fat that doesn't just taste good, but helps turmeric travel exactly where it needs to go. Best combo number 2, turmeric plus healthy fats, the perfect transporter. Here's something I often remind my older patients. Nutrients don't just need to be consumed, they need to be delivered. And when it comes to turmeric, its healing compound, curcumin, needs a ride. You see, curcumin is fat-soluble, meaning it doesn't dissolve in water. If you're taking turmeric without any fat, most of it just passes through your body without ever being absorbed. It's like trying to mail a letter without an envelope. It might go somewhere, but chances are it'll get lost along the way. That's why healthy fats are essential. They're not just calories or flavor, they're the carriers, the perfect transporters that allow turmeric to actually get into your bloodstream and reach the joints, the brain, the heart where it's needed most. Think of it this way. Turmeric brings the medicine, but the fat opens the door. Now, not all fats are created equal. The ones you want are the good, clean ones. Extra virgin olive oil, avocado, a handful of walnuts, a spoonful of almond butter, maybe some chia seeds stirred into your smoothie. One of my patients, Mr. Clark, an 82-year-old with a wicked sense of humor, started sautéing his scrambled eggs in olive oil with turmeric and a little pepper each morning. Doc, he told me, I used to creak like an old rocking chair. Now I just creak like a slightly newer one. But he was smiling. His morning pain had eased. He moved more freely. That's not magic. It's science made simple. This small change, adding good fat to your turmeric, can help reduce inflammation more effectively, support brain clarity, and improve digestion. And the best part? It's easy. A drizzle of oil, a slice of avocado, a bit of coconut milk in your golden milk tea. No pills, no gimmicks. Just food doing what food was meant to do. Nourish and support your body. Now, if you're someone who likes a little sweetness with your spice, there's one more ingredient that pairs beautifully with turmeric. And it's not only delicious, it's healing in its own gentle way. Let's talk about raw honey and the power it brings when joined with turmeric. Best combo number 3, turmeric plus raw honey. Sweeten and strengthen. I know many of you enjoy a little sweetness in the morning, maybe in your tea, or just a spoonful to soothe the throat. And while sugar can be a troublemaker, there's one natural sweetener that does the opposite: raw honey. When paired with turmeric, it doesn't just taste good, it makes the turmeric work better. Let me explain why. Raw honey, unlike the processed kind squeezed from plastic bottles, is full of living compounds. It contains antioxidants, enzymes, and trace amounts of pollen that can calm inflammation, support digestion, and even help with allergies. When combined with turmeric, it creates a gentle but powerful remedy. It's like giving your body a double gift: the anti-inflammatory strength of turmeric and the healing sweetness of honey, working hand in hand. I remember Mrs. Langston, a lovely 76-year-old retired teacher who struggled with morning stiffness and seasonal sniffles. I suggested a simple golden paste, just turmeric, raw honey, and a little warm water. She called it her morning hug in a cup. After a few weeks, her joints felt looser and her sinuses clearer. She didn't need to reach for over-the-counter pills as often, and she told me, "It's not just the relief, it's the ritual that brings me comfort." You can stir raw honey and turmeric into warm, not hot, water for a soothing tonic, or mix it into herbal teas, or even make a small spoonful paste to take after meals. Just be sure it's raw honey, cloudy, and thick, not the clear sugary kind. And if you're watching blood sugar, keep it to a teaspoon a day. It's sweet medicine, not dessert. The point is, healing doesn't always have to be harsh. Sometimes it's soft, it's comforting. And when food can bring both healing and joy, we're not just feeding the body, we're nourishing the spirit. Now that you know the best ways to help turmeric shine, let's wrap it all together, because the true power of turmeric isn't in a single spice, but in the choices you make every day to help your body heal. Let's take a final look at how each meal becomes a small act of care. How you take it matters. Timing, cooking, and form. Sometimes it's not just what you take, but how you take it. That makes all the difference. And turmeric is a perfect example of that. Many of my older patients come in saying, "Doctor, I've been using turmeric for months, but I don't feel any different." And when I ask how they're using it, the answers often explain it all. Let's start with timing. Turmeric works best when taken with food, especially meals that include healthy fats. Taking it on an empty stomach or just tossing it into a glass of water often leads to poor absorption. And for those of us with sensitive digestion, that can even cause mild discomfort. Just think of turmeric like a team player. It needs a partner to shine. Next is cooking. While raw turmeric can have benefits, gently heating it, like in soups, teas, or slow-cooked dishes, actually makes curcumin, its active ingredient, more available to the body. But go too hot and you destroy the good stuff. So no frying it on high heat. Low and slow wins the race. And then there's the form you choose. Powder, fresh root, capsules. Each has its place. If you like smoothies, powder blends well. If you're cooking, fresh root adds both flavor and benefits. If you're traveling or need convenience, high-quality capsules with black pepper extract can be a reliable option. Just remember to check labels and choose trusted brands. Your health deserves better than bargain bin promises. I always tell my patients, turmeric is like a seed of healing, but to grow, it needs the right soil, good timing, gentle cooking, and a form that fits your lifestyle. Take it with intention, and it becomes more than a supplement. It becomes part of how you care for yourself. Now that you know how to use turmeric wisely, let's take a step back and see the bigger picture, because the food we choose and the way we prepare it is never just about nutrients. It's about shaping the kind of life we want to live, one meal at a time. You deserve to feel the difference. If you've made it this far, I want you to pause with me for just a moment. Take a deep breath. Let's not rush past what we've just learned, because this isn't just about turmeric. It's about you. About the small, quiet choices that say to your body, "I care, I'm listening, I deserve to feel better." You see, as we get older, it's easy to believe that feeling stiff, tired, or forgetful is just the price of aging. But that's not the full truth. So much of how we feel is shaped not by time, but by what we do with our time, what we put on our plate, what we combine, what we leave out. Every meal becomes a message to your heart, your joints, your brain, either helping them heal or holding them back. I've had patients in their 70s who made just one small change, swapping out processed creamer or adding a pinch of black pepper to their morning tea, and came back weeks later saying, "Doctor, I don't know why, but I feel clearer, lighter, even happier." And I always smile, because I know it wasn't magic. It was awareness. It was love in action. So here's the lesson. Turmeric works when you work with it. When you give it the space, the support, the right companions, it gives back tenfold. But even more importantly, you are worth the effort it takes to get it right. Maybe today you'll take that first small step. Maybe you already have. Either way, I hope you leave this video not just informed but empowered, because this isn't just about reducing inflammation. It's about reclaiming energy, protecting your mind, and showing up for yourself with the same care you've always given to others. You deserve to feel the difference. And I'm here cheering you on every step of the way.